We've gotten to know Peter Thiel fairly well on this show. What do you imagine his actual role on the Trump transition team will be? How big a voice will he and his contrarian views have?
Well, it's hard to say right at the moment, but what happened today was that Thiel was named to a 16-member executive committee of the transition team. So he wasn't put in charge of a specific department or policy area, but he was named to a group of almost kind of like an inner circle of top Trump advisors. Other members of that team include Trump's children, his son-in-law Jared Kushner, who's very influential, his campaign CEO Stephen Bannon. So these are people who are very important and will probably be expected to have a sort of broad, overarching voice in the direction of his transition.
Now, we've talked a lot about how Silicon Valley has been so vocally against Donald Trump, and Peter Thiel was sort of a lone wolf in his support for Donald Trump. Do you think that Peter Thiel will become the center of a Silicon Valley connection to Washington, or that a big chill could really set in between the Valley and the White House?
It's hard to say. You know, so many aspects of Trump's policies are just to be determined. Even where he's been public about taking a position on something, he's often taken a contrary position at another time. And depending on which advisor you ask, you might get a different story. So there's so much of this whole transition that we still don't know yet. But one thing we can say for sure is that, you know, a big part of the Silicon Valley's concern about Donald Trump was his stance on immigration. That's something that Thiel hasn't really talked about much either way. His support for Trump, he's talked about his opposition to getting into more foreign conflicts. He thinks Trump will keep us out of foreign wars. And he's also clearly, he's someone, even though he was the first openly gay person ever to address the Republican convention, he said that he's not interested in sort of identity politics and stuff like that. He said, I'm proud to be gay, proud to be Republican, but I'm most proud to be an American.
Last question, Zach, quickly. How is the rest of the transition team shaping up? We know Vice President Mike Pence will be leading this team, but talk to us about the other voices that are developing.
Sure. I mean, just because you're on the transition team doesn't mean you're going to have a role in the administration. Some of these people are expected to just kind of pick others and step aside. But you have to imagine that some of the people who have been his closest, most in the trenches with Donald Trump over the past 2 years are going to be playing a big role in his administration. People like Rudy Giuliani and Newt Gingrich, Steve Bannon, Reince Priebus, the head of the RNC chairmanship.